All right, let's just dive into it. Pioneer, for those that haven't been keeping up on Magic News and are popping into my channel or YouTube or wherever you're watching this and like, hey, what does this mean? Pioneer is a new non-rotating Magic set, a new non-rotating Magic format that's come to the premier play client for Magic the Gathering Online. And this is, it is a non-rotating format that starts with Return to Ravnica, and we are kicking off with some mono red here with some copies of Atarka's Command and Collision Colossus. This was a deck that Caleb Durward started with last night. It looks like a reasonable one to kick off today. Yeah, technically Temur. We've got some Blistercoil Weirds down here. So let's, seems like smorking feels like a reasonable first thing to be doing in a new format. So let's smork some people. Some Swiftspears, some Soul-Scar Mages, etc., etc. Let me teach people proper basic etiquette. You should never come into a streamer's channel and say, hey, you sound sick. Because one, either they're sick and you're needling them, reminding them that they're sick, or two, they're not sick and you're showing up and saying, hey, you sound like crap. It's basically like you never walk up to a woman and say, hey, are you pregnant? There's like the EV, the expected value, the game theory payoff on asking that question is super low. I am not pregnant, actually, but I am just fat, and that's why you shouldn't ask that question, because I'm not pregnant, I'm just fat. And if I'm not pregnant, you're just needling me that I'm fat. Like, come on now. Don't needle me that I'm fat, chat. I know that I'm fat. This is why I return to this channel every single day. We're teaching people valuable life lessons. You're sounding particularly enlightened centricity. Listen, I know a timeout request when I see one. I am super pumped for people to request lots of cards that aren't legal in this format. I think a majority of the first month or two, probably the first year of this format, honestly, is going to be reminding people, no, that card's not legal. No, that card's not legal. I'm just going to go ahead and cycle this on one. The cantrip doesn't really do anything for my Dreadhorde Arcanist. I'd like to try and find a second threat here. Getting this in the bin also gives something for Dreadhorde Arcanist to do right away. And a Plains enter the reveal card zone. Oh, these hand lands are pretty good. On Caleb's stream, people were just screaming modern cards at him while he was putting decks together. Yeah, that's why I don't build decks on stream in part of it. Nah, at a certain point, Percy, this format won't be new and it'll be the norm. And then people will be used to it. Okay, well that's gotta die. There's no Phyrexian mana in this format, right? You don't put this card in your deck if you're gonna do honest things with it. So let's just kill that right away. Niv Magus Elemental. And again, I'm gonna go ahead and cycle this. Yeah, but sitting there telling people over and over again to shut up tends to get like pretty tedious and redundant. I often turn streamers off when they do that. And I get that some people are into that, but like watching the person like tell people they're dumb all the time is not great. No, Wild Slash is the best shock in this format. So 1 mana, deal 2 is the best rate you're going to get for 1 damage. There's no Lightning Bolt in this format, so shock is basically the best. See Saffron Dollar tweet that I already received more than five 5 decks, then like, yeah, I agree, Socio Penguin. Yeah, like the people that were comparing this format to Frontier and Tiny Leaders and anything else that was player-created formats, those people are idiots, and they don't understand the meaningful difference of having a format that's getting real support from Wizards of the Coast. So I think we just do this, right? Deal 3 damage to each opponent. Creatures you control get 1/1. So we get to do this, which makes the Dreadhorde Arcanist big enough to flash this back, which is like great. And I think I'm just playing Soul-Scar Mage this turn rather than playing another instant or sorcery. That's a lot of damages. Are they dead? They're pretty close to dead, right? This is 8. Yeah, they're going to 5. Hey, K9, thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Yeah, Mizzium Mortars is a reasonable card. It depends on... Mizzium Mortars versus Lava Coil is going to depend on how many creatures are worth exiling in this format. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you're, like, not getting... If you're, like, not getting to 6 mana consistently enough and there's things worth exiling. Yeah, Roast is legal. Roast misses flying creatures, though, notably. So, like, whether or not that's good enough is going to depend on, like, again, like, context. Context is key. Like, a lot of the questions people are going to be asking, like, what's optimal, are not questions we can actually answer. And they're, even once we can answer them a little bit, they're questions that are going to have kind of moving targets in a way, because, what we're looking to answer is going to be changing as the format changes. For people that don't keep up on Magic Twitter, Aaron Forsyth had tweeted that they are going to be aggressively managing this format with off-cycle bannings. So the first few ban lists between now and the first Players Tour event next year for this format are not going to come at the normal ban list updates. They're going to come out of cycle. So we're not quite sure what our opponent's doing. They played Niv Magus Elemental, which makes me think maybe they're playing other creatures similar to that. So I'm going to go ahead and board in 5 pieces of removal here and trim some cards that aren't removal. This could be very wrong. Like I said, we have no idea what they're doing. Format's the Wild West at the moment, so let's just hang out and wait and see. You don't know. It depends on how, like, what turn this format is going to be, like, waiting to be seen, basically. Like, is this a turn, like, modern right now is, like, a turn 2.5 format. Is this format ends up being, like, a turn 4.5 format or 5.5 format where you're dying on average, like, that's going to matter a lot, right? Like, what's the average turn you're dying? They're playing a heroic deck. Okay. I did not update Stream Decker. Let me do that. Just K aggro. I think I can actually set Stream Decker to be an overlay because the component's broken. So let me set this as overlay 1. All right, and Stream Decker should work in overlay mode, I believe, because the component end thing is broken on Twitch's end. Yeah, this format's great. There's no Chalice, there's no Ensnaring Bridge, there's no Blood Moon. Like, in terms of, like, miserable cards, none of them are there. My sub to you ended, and it's still not available. It's not available. Still have Prime. How can I tell where my sub went? I think it was misused by someone without permission. If you go into your Twitch settings, it should be in there. Although you don't currently have a Prime icon next to your name, Malevolence. I'm not sure if you have that turned off in your settings. So double check. If you go into your Twitch settings, it should show you where your subs are used. If you click on the subscriptions in the top right. Hey, thanks for the 3 months, Cage Unit. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Morning, Monster Man. I'm doing well. Trait Doctoring. Replace the text. What does Cypher do? You may exile this spell. You may exile this spell card encoded on a creature you control. Whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player controller, you may cast a copy of the encoded card. Oh, so they're just going to get to use the Trait Doctoring again and again and again every time they hit me? That's neat. So this allows them to trigger it constantly. So every time this hits us now, they're going to get to make it bigger. It's a little scary. I think we're just trying to race here. We're just trying to race. All right, so I thought I had found a setting to correct the constant lag when my opponent was playing cards, but it doesn't look like I've actually done that. So I'm gonna switch over to my VM after we slog through this match with a little bit of lag on it. So down to 14 here. Land's pretty good. Land lets me go Dreadhorde Arcanist, Swiftspear, and then next turn we can go Firecraft you, Wild/you. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I believe we have lethal next turn if they don't impact the board. Don't kill us. Hey, Shepard, thanks for the brand new Tier 1 sub. Welcome to Hooglandia. Hope you're having an excellent Thursday wherever you are. Remember, folks, if you're interested in seeing Pioneer content on this channel, this week and the next 2 weeks are going to be kind of my trial period. I'm going to do a bunch of Pioneer stuff, and then depending on how those videos do after that 2-week period, that's going to dictate how much Pioneer we do. So if it is popular, we will do a bunch of it. If it is not, we will not. So this has to hit me, right? It says when it deals combat damage to a player. This deals combat damage to a player. All right, so am I supposed to chump block here? Is that crazy? If I don't chump block, this Niv Magus Elemental is going to get huge. Could go either way on that. That might be wrong. Super rewarded. I don't know how you're going to play Standard later today. I mean, I have a Standard tournament this weekend that I really would like to do well in. So, like, I feel like they're trying to split our focus. I really want to do well in the MCQ again, so I'd like to practice a little bit more for that. But I'd also like to play this more than Standard. There's also the very real chance that this is still going to be less popular in terms of viewer count than Standard content is, just because Magic Arena is prettier and more accessible to a lot of people. They're on defense. All right. Probably dead here. Unless they have a fog, they're probably dead here. This format spike Oko up to close to $100. I believe it. And they're dead. All right. I'm going to pull this up for half a second. I'm going to log into Magic Online in a different way here really quick, because this is running kind of slow. I think the other way runs a little bit faster, so un moment. Is renting cards the way to go? I've heard feedback from people renting cards that all the rental services are like really slow. One of the rental services had mentioned they were experiencing 100x their normal load yesterday. And I'm sure that rate's going to drop off a little bit as... as the format's not like brand spanking new, but... But at the moment, getting cards anyway is kind of tough. Traders had almost everything in stock. I ended up having to get 4 Brazen Borrowers from a bot, but like for the 3 decks I had today, they had everything else in stock, which is pretty good. Yeah, it'll be okay, and yeah, it'll work itself out. The only thing I couldn't borrow were the Brazen Borrowers. Don't wild slash my dude. Don't wild slash my dude. That's explicitly the thing I asked you not to do. Were you not listening, opponent? I was very clear. Did I stutter? LGS announced yesterday they are closing in February. That's a long announcement, right? That feels kind of weird to me. Like, why do you announce in October that you're closing in February? How do you know that, like, you're getting a little weird up in here? You want to stay open for Christmas? Like, February is like past Christmas though. Maybe the rent's paid till then? Yeah, maybe. Lease length? Yeah, I could see that. Or you're like, in for it, might as well stay through. Alright, Wild Slash your face, cast Light Up the Stage. Yikes. Yikes. What are land drops? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, hey, hey. Magic's an incredibly low variance game, chat. Yeah. Yeah, modern players are going to experience what it's like for standard players trying to watch Modern with this format. People are going to be like, what does that card do? At least for my cards, you can use the Stream Decker overlay, but yeah. It's definitely, for opponents' cards, I'll try and zoom in on some of that and talk through some of the ones that are less common. Wizard's Lightning's an interesting one. Actual factual Lightning Bolt's not legal in this format, so like, this is it. Few closing would create bigger FNMs. I mean, the area of being able to support multiple game stores is not necessarily a bad thing either, though. How about my 4th creature? Can my 4th creature stick, opponent? It appears the answer to my question is no. This is almost certainly a matchup where we want to trim these Temur Battle Rages. Opponent is down to 3 cards, though. Still at 17 yet, though. Oh, no. Oh, no. They were supposed to be out of cards, chat. They were supposed to be out of cards, chat. Could be anything, even a boat. I get to make boat references in this format. This format's great. All in for boat references, chat. We appreciate the heads up as opposed to we're closing next week. If you don't want any of the cards we have with your store credit, it's gonna be gone on Monday. Okay, fair. Based on the sample size of this game, we should ban Treasure Cruise. I agree. Completely concur. Alright, I'm gonna try and shock this. This could go poorly for me, but... Narrator, it went poorly for him. Is our opponent playing just like a version of our deck that gets to draw 3 cards? That seems strictly superior. I think we're playing the worst Prowess deck, chat. Yeah, I agree, River. I think without fetch lands Phyrexian mana, and a pile of cheap cantrips, I think there's a real chance that, like, Cruise and Dig are fine in this format. Like, this could finally be the format where, like, Dig, Cruise, and Deathrite Shaman are, like, allowed to exist. Land. God, that's so tilting. I think we're dead at this point. I'm just, like, not beating them flipping this with no resources. Our deck is really good against theirs in the games they mulligan to Oblivion. I don't believe you. Alright, so Saheeli sounds great. Temur Battle Rage sounds awful. Searing Blood may or may not be good here. Risk Factor and Exquisite Firecraft are probably fine. I think I want to, like, trim some of my noise and bring in some more individually powerful cards. Roast likely kills their thing a lot of the time. I think I'm just going to get rid of a bunch of my cantrips here. I think my Prowess creatures are pretty likely to die. So many people I talk to are all about WotC banning literally everything that's appealing about this format. Yeah, people need to wait and see. I'm glad Wizards is taking a let's wait and see approach. Super excited. Can we get Roast in Standard? What would Roast do in Standard that, like, Red currently can't do? Like, what is it killing that you're like, I wish Red could kill this card? Love Struck Beast. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. That is not one I had thought of. It does not kill Gilded Goose, that's true. Huh? Probably gonna get Spell Pierced here. It might be right to just go thing here. If this works, though, we get to just hit them for 4, which is nice. Yep. Don't have good attack. CR 2/3s just bounce, and if I attack with both, they eat my 2/2. Have anyone submitted an outcome deck yet? I don't think so. I don't believe so. I've actually, so when I opened up Pioneer submissions originally, I was taking them for just $10 like we were doing standard because I wasn't sure what the demand or popularity was they're going to be. I am not currently taking more $10 Pioneer submissions. Anything submitted for Pioneer for less than $25 right now, I'm saying no to, because I have such a backlog of decks that were submitted for Pioneer. Even if I manage to play like 10 decks a week, I'm still 2 or 3 weeks out on $10 submissions. So I don't like to take a bunch of submissions if I'm not going to be able to play them in like 30 days or so. Otherwise, people have to wait too long. Hey, Levan, thanks for the quarter of year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So we'll see where the pricing for Pioneer ends up settling at. Basically the pricing for these formats, I generally dictate by like what I need to keep the queue full. So standard, for instance, is cheaper because I can play through more decks faster, and there's a little bit less submissions in some of these other formats. And I play a little bit more standard because it's more popular on stream. Yeah, that's true too. There could be decks that get submitted that then get banned if they're going to be managing it aggressively. Sure. Why is Once Upon a Time not in this deck? Honestly, it should be Burgle. I realized it should have Once Upon a Time in the deck after I'd ordered cards for it last night, and like ordering more cards and changing decks on Magic Online is a giant hassle, so I didn't make the update. AAD contest, cash it in those shillings. If by some grace of God, Pioneer content manages to achieve the similar viewer count to Magic Arena doing standard, we will do a ton of Pioneer content on this channel. I would be incredibly surprised if that's possible, though. That would make me very, very surprised. Yeah, he broke over 2K for a little bit. His numbers were looking good. And also, like, something people need to realize, too, like, as someone who's very data-driven, for reference, when you redeem the bump a deck, there should be a spot to fill in which deck you're bumping when you submit the reward. Did I put it on Jeskai aggro by mistake? It's on Jeskai aggro because I clicked the wrong flipping button. Have a timeout. Don't ask dumb questions. Point out that I made a mistake. Feel free. Field of the Dead. That's got to be good for us. Yep. Yeah. Any popularity for this format's going to be high for the first month. So maybe we'll do a lot for the first month and then see where to go from there. My plans are to do a minimum of 5 to 6 decks per week. Yeah, if MTGO had a lot of things, it would be good. But MTGO is not good because it doesn't have a lot of those things. MTGO is very bad software compared to Magic Arena. Virtual turn 3 kill. It is my opponent cast no spells and died. Triple Swiftspear OP. It does have a friends list, that's true. Yeah. It would be, so for people not familiar, MTGO literally has an event log over here, an in-game event log, which is actually something Arena doesn't have, but it would be trivially easy for any competent programmer to have this dump to a text file. And if they would just dump this to a text file, we could very easily make an extension for Magic Online, just like the community made extensions for Magic Arena, but they just don't care enough to do easy things like that. I don't know what our opponent's deck is doing. They played Botanical Sanctum, Field of the Dead, and died. Like, they're probably a ramp deck. I don't even know if I want to board against a ramp deck. I think I'm just going to click submit. When in doubt, when you're playing an aggressive deck like this, you just want to click submit and run people down. I feel so attacked right now. Yeah, this is fine, right? Well, there hasn't been an update since we reported that the priest bug was broken. So like, there's an arena update today. So hopefully the priest bug gets fixed today before their major tournament this weekend. Which reminds me, I'm gonna need to update arena before we can play today. Selesnya Guildgate, Rakdos Guildgate. Wild. Okay. This format. People are doing stuff, chat. There is stuff occurring. Yeah, could be Maze's End, huh? Incapable. I don't know. We could get Deafening Clarion next turn, right? Maybe I'm supposed to like do this and play around Clarion. Gatebreaker Ram. Do we just get Gatebreaker Rams, chat? Is that what's currently occurring on the other side of on my screen? Am I being Gatebreaker Rammed? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are lands? Do 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 do. Stomping Ground. How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man? How many times? How many times must the lesson be taught? Hey, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub, Sacred Anvil. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. It feels good to start the day by keeping people honest, if I'm telling the truth. Big fan of keeping people honest. But we got some sweet decks coming up next. We're probably going to get fun policed ourselves today, I'm sure. But like this, like actual aggro decks like this are kind of what tend to not be great in Modern. Although I guess you could argue there's a Prowess deck in that format too, right? A Boreal Grazer. What Pioneer decks are queued up for today? I know this is a new format, but it's the same old stream. So all of the decks we're planning to play today and the order in which I play them are listed in my stream title, and you can find the exact deck list in the deck queue on my website. So always do a lot of work around here to make sure that information that you want is accessible to you. You can access the deck queue by typing !deck queue in chat. There's a link to it in the stream information panel. If you can't see the full title, you can pull up the deck queue directly and see it there. We work from the top down in whatever format section we're in. I think the opponent queued into Historic is playing Historic in their Pioneer queue, maybe. How many 1-mana accelerants can you run in this format? There is Goose, 2 different Land War Elves, and Grazer as 1-mana accelerants. Format needs Urza. Hard pass. Hard passed. My favorite / strongest Mythgard deck right now. I really like the red mid-range variations. The big red deck I've played a few times is probably one of my picks for my favorite. You can find deck lists for my Mythgard stuff in YouTube video descriptions, just like everything else. Vessel of Nascency, yep. Are we getting Asher Lab to mess up this format too? We are not. Cards from Modern Horizons are not legal here. Servant of the Conduit. Yup. Yup. I mean, Mythgard in general is the most interactive card game I've ever played. Even the aggro decks in that game are not just like smorky like this one. You gotta think and stuff. Sometimes turning your brain off is nice. It's like, and attack. Energy, for people not familiar with this interface, is this really tiny number up over here. They currently have 2. Ooh. Emra Marvel. Good old Nazis. They cast a shock I didn't have to pay mana for. That was great. Was that a good draw? I think I like it. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Please double block my Monastery Swiftspear so I can blow you out with this command. Why not play Swift? I didn't play Swiftspear first, Burgle, because if I didn't draw command, I wanted to play this, because this guarantees that these can attack through these next turn. Is the sequencing choice there? So like, even though I drew this, I went ahead and did this, right? Because this was only gonna do +5, because then next turn I get to do this with this and like flash something back. Yes, yeah, next turn's gonna be a crazy... Are they dead? I think they're dead if they have nothing. I believe they are dead. So we do this. We deal 3, give 1/1. And then we get to flash this back and put them to 3, and we have 4 3-power attackers. Is triple Swiftspear good? Check yes or no. It's getting smorky in here. Get smorked. Alright, Temur Battle Rage out. Collision Colossus out. Searing Blood sounds great. Do I even want Destructive Revelry? Am I like trying to interact with Marble, or are we just like interacting with their face? I feel like I just want to interact with their face, right? I think it's just, yeah, I think we just kill them before they marvel. It's a good warm-up, chat. It's a good warm-up for the day. Yeah, I think this hand's a keep. Again, like, they're a Thoughtseize deck, so they might board Thoughtseize out against our burn deck. Maybe. I'm not really worried about my health total, so I'm going to play this and pass. And this way, if they play a Servant of the Conduit on 2 here or a Long Tusk Cub, I can shock it and then untap and play my 2-drop. They have 8 they have 8 2-drops here that die to shock and Wild Slash. Now, if they have a Doomblade for our Arcanist here, we don't have a follow-up threat, which sucks a little bit. The Vessel reveals Rogue Refiner, among other things. They took Woodweaver's Puzzle Box, yep. Gains them 3 and gives them 3 energy, and they can sack it to gain 3 and get 3 more energy. So, charge, oh no, oh no, oh no. This might mean we want Destructive Revelry. We might want Destructive Revelry for that card. Am I gonna double shock them? Or am I just double commanding? I could skull crack them with command. You know, I think that's fine. Just like double Boros Charm here, basically. Because I want to light up the stage this turn regardless. Got another command for next turn in. They shock to 9. What do we got? Woodweaver's Puzzle Knot? Sure. They have a 2-drop to crew. They could have a removal spell here. Yeah, looks like we're just getting Doombladed. We're probably dead from here. I don't think we've drawn enough. I don't think we've drawn enough lands, or we've drawn enough gas. Too many lands. So with Puzzle Knot and Harvester, I'm definitely going to bring in the Destructive Revelries post board. In fact, I'm going to concede if they play something that crews this. Yeah. I'm gonna pack it in. Let's get our Destructive Revelries in here. Trim Skewer. I'm gonna trim a couple shocks. I brought in Searing Bloods. 10 ways to kill things. Do we play enough creatures? Maybe. I think this deck wants Once Upon a Time. I think it was a mistake for me to not be playing that card. I think I probably want 4 once. I think 3-mana counterspells will be good in this format. It's too soon to tell. Questions about, like, what does the metagame look like? You just can't know. They're, like, asking me to predict the future. Do they leave Thought Season against me? They have Fatal Push. Fatal Push would be kind of bad here. I would like to light up the stage. Chobo Muffin. Thanks for doling out some sub-gifties. Happy Thursday to you. Happy Pioneer Day. Hopefully no one dies of dysentery. Everything is a thing. We don't know how fast the format is. We don't know what spells are good. Anybody who tells you they know what's good in this format is either an idiot or they're lying to you, and at any rate, you probably shouldn't pay attention to them. Whew! Running hot, chat. When you're hot, you're hot. When you're hot, you're hot. Creating quite the spectacle. Light 'em up. We're on fire. Oh, ho, 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 do, 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 do. Hopefully these Searing Bloods don't embarrass us. I assume they're going to have to play a creature that gets targeted by it at some point. Famous last words. We have a bunch of situational burn spells in our hand, which kind of sucks. The territory, right? If Pioneer is in whose lines anyways territory, the decks are made up and the meta doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. Does not exist. For non-subs, by the way, you don't have to spend your shillings to... You don't need to spend your shillings to check the deck queue. There's a link to it under the stream. You can also get to it directly on my website, too, as a heads up. They do stuff, Chobo Muffin, and I will bump what makes me happy. Thank you. I've been baited, chat. I've been baited, and we are dead. Second revelry, please. One could argue our opponent was a master at baiting. I'm ready for Scales and Constrictor in the same deck. Yeah, that might be fast enough for this format. It's definitely not fast enough for Modern, but it might be fast enough for this format in general. All right. They're going to 7. They have a way to equip this Harvester, though. We're just like, can't keep up. This thing. Say 3/5 for 3. That crews for 1, and they can pay an energy to lifelink it. So, like, this thing's going to lifelink for 3 every turn. Mono black zombies is gas. Everything is gas until proven otherwise. People who don't give me money complaining about what things cost. You must be new here. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Jeff, the thing you're giving me for free, it's not free enough. Give me more free, Jeff. Jeff, more free. That is peak free to play right there. The thing you're getting for absolutely $0 is not free enough. Good golly. If every deck in this format is gas, this format runs a diesel engine, something like that. We're currently treading water against the Aether Harvester. They're still at 7. We could manage to draw another Destructive Revelry, we could maybe be okay, but 6 land probably means we're dead. I mean, more enjoyable than Modern's a super low bar. I also think, and this is something that a lot of people don't get around Standard either, this format for the next, 6 months while they're aggressively managing the ban list is basically like a brand new Standard format. We just don't know what's good. It's like the first 2 weeks of Standard where people are like, what's good? Do you like the format? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm enjoying exploring it, but is it actually good is a question I can't answer because I don't know what it is. And other people can't answer that question either because they don't know what it is either. The debate raging on Twitter right now about chats shouldn't be sub-only has opened my eyes to how many people do not understand their right to freedom of speech. Yeah, people are real dumb. Is 500 shillings too much to get a timeout? No, of course not. I don't see Brawl in your schedule. I have 0 plans to play Brawl. Oh no. Spin to win. Spin to win. I would just like to remind everyone that Magic is an incredibly skill-based game that in no way it resembles gambling. This is my opponent's Aetherworks Marvel, for people not familiar. They tap this legendary artifact and spend 6 energy points to look at their top 6 cards of their deck, and then they may cast a spell from among them for free. So they are currently spinning the wheel to find out if they find a big scary. My brother told me he was fed up with the cards he crafts on an MTGA not being playable in a non-rotating format. I've got him hooked on Mythgard. Mythgard's great. Mythgard's real good. Hey, this is another treading water Searing Blood. We're pretty. I'm gonna pack it in between the Harvester and the Marvel. We're pretty good at this point. All right, we're 2-2. We've got at least our $5 in points back. Let's see if we can 3-2 and get a treasure chesty and all our points back. For people that are newer to my content and aren't super familiar with Magic Online, much like Magic, is gambling. So every league you play on Magic Online costs you $10. So if I lose this match, we lose $5. I only get $5 of my $10 back. Thanks for the biddies, Chobo Muffin. Happy Thursday. And if we win this match, I get my full $10 back plus a $2 treasure chest. So there's $7 riding on this match of Magic chest. I don't want to stress you out at home, but there are real dollary dues riding on this match of Magic the Gathering. It's a very high pressure situation. There is an entire burrito riding on this match of Magic. I am not accepting Pioneer decks for less than $25 currently. I initially opened up the Pioneer queue for $10, and I had such a giant flood of decks that I had to close it off for that. I don't like to take decks and then not play them for a month. And I'm at the point where if I keep accepting more Pioneer decks at $10, they're going to be waiting over a month to be played, which isn't a terrible problem to have. High demand is not a bad thing. Triple 1-drop start, also not a bad thing. Feels amazing, man. Hey, thanks for the brand new Prime support. Default Dad Plays. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Is it impossible to play Is it impossible to play for free with other players? Well, so you can't play meaningful matches for free with other players on Magic Online. So like, if you're not playing in queues that you pay money for, the deck quality tends to be lower and people tend to randomly concede when there's a matchup that they don't like, so you can't actually play full games. You also have to pay $10 to create your Moto account, and you have to pay real money for the cards. So like, you know, you can technically play matches for free, they just won't be meaningful or complete. Imagine spending 1.5k on a modern deck to take to F&M and spend 4 hours to win a 2-can drive from Chili's. At least you get to play the new format on Magic Online. Meanwhile, in Arena, I'm staring at the searching opponent screens. The cancel button does nothing. Yikes. Yikes. All right, well, hopefully we don't have a repeat of last game where we, like, win the first game handily and then sputter out in the next two. All right, are they dead? I think they're dead, right? We're going to shock this and then kill them. Who's been wanting to sub but can't afford it? DM Chobo Muffin. Chobo Muffin's got your hookup. If you're someone that's been using points to talk in chat, hit up Chobo Muffin. They're doling out the goodies. I appreciate you, Chobo Muffin. All right, am I happy with how I sideboarded last time? Maybe all 4 Searing Bloods is too many. I do think I want these Destructive Revelries. Let's do just 2 Searing Bloods. Trim the skewer. Yeah, let's do 3. I think we boarded close to correct last time. Rip their inbox. Jeff is a drug dealer. I deal in card games. How's this red deck, man? It's been pretty reasonable. It's felt very reasonable. Hey, Trent, thanks for the $15 tip. I appreciate that. Whoop. To add 15 to my Pioneer Temur Prowess. Sounds good, Trent. I appreciate it. Look at that. I saw your email, by the way. I was up late last night, and I did not get a chance to respond to it. I'll make sure that gets added today. Does that count? Hey, Philindrix, good morning. Mup, thanks for the 9 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. The comment about playing for burritos made me laugh so hard at a conference call. People asked if I was okay. Chobo Muffin doling out a gifty to Zafina Zoros. All right, so we're hoping to draw a land here so that way we can go Swiftspear plus light up the stage. We bricked. Yikes. Hey, Squirrel Squad, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. Does bumping a deck by 1 point mean 1 position in the queue? No, it means 1 point in its total point column. So if you look on the queue, there's number values associated with each deck. So Whirler Virtuoso here. This is a 2/3 for 3 that makes 3 energy when it enters the battlefield, and then you can spend 3 energy to make a 1/1 Thopter. So they currently have 6 energy. We drew a land for the turn, though, so that's nice. I'm going to go ahead and attack with the Swiftspear. So they're blocking. I'm going to go ahead and Wild Slash their Virtuoso. Chobo doling out a sub-gifty to Kevin. Welcome, Kevin. Thank you, Chobo. Wonder if we're just going to see them, like, land Marvel next turn. They have 6 energy. They could just, like, Ulamog us next turn. Yeah, I bet we're getting Marveled. Yeah, all right. Spin to win. Spin to win. Survey says. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's shrouded in mystery, chat. We don't know what they're getting. All right, little Swiftspear, I believe in you. Into the darkness. They didn't block. All right. Just gonna let this happen and then light up the stage post-combat, I think. I'm possibly missing damage here, but if I find, like, Dreadhorde Arcanist with this, I want to cast it. Wow, double land. Super punished. Temur energy coming in hot to ruin everyone's fun. I don't know. I think this deck's probably gonna be pretty honest in this format, all things considered. Spin the wheel. All right, sweet. So they found a harness lightning here. So I get to go ahead and Atarka's command in response. So they spent most of their energy and they got a medium spell. Oh, this cashes 3 of their energy back in. So like they're just gonna choose to not deal damage to this now. Hey, Chobo Muffin, thanks for allowing a gifty here. They have Harvester you can leave in Collision Colossus. Oh, that's a good suggestion, Gandara. I didn't think about that. Yeah, Collision Colossus deals 6 and Harvester's flying. That's a great suggestion, actually. All right, and they're right back to the ready to spin territory here. Survey says Pioneer's been great. We're exploring a new frontier. Nobody's died of dysentery just yet. It's incredibly satisfying. And this is why the Marvel decks are silly, because like they missed with their Marvel, but like they hit Woodweaver's Puzzle Knot, but like this is just a redraw for them, right? Like this makes enough energy to spin this again. We drew Destructive Revelry though like a professional, so that's great. Let's start by attacking with Taylor. It's Destructive Revelry, Aetherworks Marvel here. Eat their 2/2, go. Hey, Calcius, thanks for the 3rd of a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one, reviewer. This Attune with the Aether means if they have a second Marvel, they can play their land and then spin Marvel again. Sure. Twitch! Don't foobarg when gifting subs. Bad Twitch. I suppose tapping here, I guess that they have 9 energy, so they could kill this with lightning regardless. Unique kid names are fun. Come on now. And a lot of unique kid names also like become the norm with enough time. Right? Like that my younger son's name is Declan, and that's not a super common kid. That's not a name that's like super common among people my age, but like among his generation, like that's just like a normal, typical name. Hey, thanks for the sub gifty, Chobo. We got you, Bomb. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Harness Lightning cannot go to the face. All right, they're trying to kill my thing. Let's do this again to keep it alive. So unfortunately, my Taylor is not going to kill them, but it's also not going to die. So we're a little bit behind at the moment, I think. Depends on what their leftovers are, but like they're technically at 10 with this Puzzle Weaver box in play. So like if they have any good leftovers, they're ahead. Doesn't look like they have leftovers. They call them deck for short. We call them deck or D. I think I'm going to hold on to the shot, because if they draw Rogue Refiner or another Servant of the Conduit, I want to be able to kill my way through it. We can also, like, save our Swiftspear from, like, a Wild Slash if they're playing that card. Don't mind Taylor, just crashing on through. Somebody help out Major Tom there. Good morning, Tom. Here we go. The Knights are so attentive. Gosh, we're up to 1,000 people already. Y'all are great. I'm going to shock their face here now, because this way they have to spend an extra energy to kill my Swiftspear. Not that they they're not that they're missing much energy, but, you know. How are we doing? We are up a game in our third match here, which is nice. Is it crazy to just draw a card with this rather than kill the Servant? They're at 6. I'm going to draw a card, I think. Would it be too much to make a twin successor or mods can manually put in the cards the opponent is playing? I think that would just it would just be inaccurate too much of the time. I donated for a Pioneer submission, but I'm unaware of the price change. Sent you an email about it. I've now submitted. Nope, you're all good, Trent. I actually I commented when you sent in the other donation, and I'll get that added today. I saw your email, but it's just been a crazy couple of days. Ran late the last couple of days and a lot of submissions for things. Wolfwood, thanks for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. And this is why we drew a card, right? Like, we just, like, hit a bunch of threats now. And, like, next turn, we can flashback shock on this and then, like, hit them for 5. So if they draw another brick here, they should be pretty dead. Any non-creature spell. That'll do, pig. That'll do. All right. Please convince me to not make a Pioneer deck based on my favorite cards. Deck based on Nexus of Fate. Listen, follow your heart. Everything's playable till proven otherwise. Everything's playable till proven otherwise. Chobo, thanks for doling out another gifty. Gosh, I love that animation. So, we went 3-2. I think there's a chance we go 4-1 if I board a little bit better. I definitely messed up by boarding out Collision Colossus against their Aetherworks, or their Aether Harvester deck, and someone pointed that out, and I appreciate that correction, because this card deals 6 damage to something with flying, and the Harvester has flying, so I definitely should have left this in against the energy decks, which was one of our losses. Then we would have had these 2 plus these as ways to kill their things. I think not having Once Upon a Time in this deck is probably wrong. I think if I were to make... You cannot accidentally give subs to people who are already subbed. I think I would put Once Upon a Time in this deck. I think my cuts to try and fit Once Upon a Time in would probably be like Skewer, a land, a Warlord's Fury, and then like something else. Yeah, it's not even just the different client too, but like new players getting into card games, like not having access to like the text on every card in play is a big deal. So I think that would be my one big comment. The core of what's going on here seems fine, but not playing once is a mistake. That card just adds a crazy amount of consistency. Turn there, Gifty Chobo. Pioneer Hype, welcome back, Stiggy. You mind if I change my donation for energy build around to something with Siege Rhino? Yeah, Navier, whatever you want to do. Your dollar's your choice. You want me to just anything with Siege Rhino? Because I can work with that. Hazoret's an interesting thought for removal heavy decks. I could see that. All right, so it's gonna be a wrap on that one. The boss, Frenzy could be another good card too. I like that Hazoret gets found with Once Upon a Time though, so that's pretty appealing.